Hi everyone, I'm Ken from Crypto Trading KS. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin up 1.92% at 48,160. Ethereum up 1.58% at 3416. In this episode, we're going to quickly look through the crypto technicals and determine market direction, both positive and negative. Rule 774, master yourself to master the market. Our community is focused on real wealth. Real wealth is much more than money. It's about inner and outer peace, fulfillment and meaning, empathy and love, integrity, kindness, courage and honor. You can literally have it all, but you have to set your life trend direction. When people are new to the crypto market, they go through KS zone analysis, the 4 stages that all investors and traders progress through to become consistently profitable and attain real wealth. In zones 1 and 2, it's all about certainty, and that creates literal terror for people. Zones 3 and 4 are all about probability and rules. You would have seen the light switch and the dimmer on the thumbnail of this video. When people are in zones 1 and zone 2, they can have behavior like a light switch, either all in or all out. In zones 3 and 4, it's a dimmer. People gradually scale in and gradually scale out. Our whole focus with this community is in real wealth and probabilistic fearlessness. It's all about zone 3 and zone 4. This particular chart requires a professional subscription to TradingView. I've left a link to TradingView in the description of this video. Basically, I wanted to go through it. Instead of just posting it to the community tab, I thought it would be better to discuss. This is the combined market capitalization of Bitcoin and Ethereum. The formula is up here. What we can see, price is being supported along this support line, line 8. We have about 8.85% till we get over a major line of structural resistance. This is really important to understand. When price gets above structural resistance, when it repairs, then we can see upward price momentum. But if we hit this structural resistance and get rejected and then still get rejected down, it could catch a lot of people off guard. A couple of things, a couple of storm clouds that we really need to pay attention to. Now, zone 1 and zone 2 is all about the light switch. We never say go all in or go all out. That's not the way of zone 3 and 4 behavior. It's really important to understand this. When looking at current price action, please trade with care. Think of the upside but all of the downside risks as well. It's really important for you to be aware but not to panic. Don't look at things like a light switch. Look at them as though you scale in and out of things. In the US, we have the SEC cracking down on alts, seeking to potentially make them securities, stablecoins to be regulated as banks, crypto hostile legislation in the Infrastructure Act, potential tapering to begin, problems with the US debt ceiling, potential government shutdown because of default if funding and the debt ceiling is not raised by December the 3rd. These facts are coming out in the major indexes. They're under resistance currently. Also, the second largest economy in the world is facing some issues as well. There's the potential Evergrande default of its debt issue and property market overheating in China. The PBOC, the People's Bank of China, has closed loopholes internationally and made it illegal to acquire or dispose of crypto in China. And any websites, any operations related to crypto are being closed. We've seen the 2nd and 4th largest Ethereum mining pools being closed down. We also have to think about the Delta variant and vaccine issues. It's said that the stock markets and the crypto markets climb a wall of worry in a bull market. Just be aware of these things. We're currently 9.05% away from crossing this major resistance. If we get above that resistance and get above this line of positive momentum, positive momentum, we're going to do really, really well. But however, we must also look to the other side. We must expect the best and the worst case scenarios. If we hit this resistance line and end up going down and then go through this, we have to have a strategy for both things. Many communities just focus on the positive or the negative. We focus on both. We are definitely in the bull run phase of the current market cycle. So if we get above resistance, we could expect really large increases in price. Getting above resistance, you note, big push off here in the 2016 bull run, then came back almost to retest that line and then took off 86%, then came down 20%, up 38%, and then down 40%. This down mark took the price back to here. It's really important that you know in your heart that because crypto is so volatile, even if everything is going up, it's going to come up and down all the time. So what happens if it doesn't get above that resistance? Many episodes ago, I said if we're going back to the March 2020 crash, we could suggest that we were around this particular level and we could expect a run up into that resistance. Now you see in the March 2020 crash, it got slightly above. Because it gets slightly above, that doesn't solve the problem. If it gets rejected and then it passes through a support level, then we know we're in trouble. Now we're not suggesting that this will happen and there's no reason to panic. There is a reason to have a strategy. The reason that I show you the light switch and the dimmer, the light switch, zone 1 and 2, is all about panic and wanting certainty out of very, very uncertain markets. People tend to go all in or all out. When you get to zone 3 and 4, or when you are in zone 3 and 4, it's everything is graduated. You scale in, buying in layers, and you scale out, selling in layers too. This is a fundamentally different perspective. Zone 3 is all about probabilistic fearlessness. So when looking at this analysis, we just say, okay, the probability is we're going up because the debt ceiling was pushed to December 3rd, giving this price positive momentum. But we also have the Evergrande situation, which we'll know more about in 21 days. 21 days is a long time in the crypto industry. A lot could happen before that 21 days, but believe me, it is still there. I'll go into this more in future episodes, but Tether is okay today. As this is a really rapid update, I'll just let you know Axie Infinity is on a tear. Tezos is doing really well, XTZ, and we can see that Luna is starting to weaken. Let's have a look at the top 8. We can see currently Bitcoin on the 4 hour. These are all 4 hour charts. You can see the 4 hours up here in the header. Bitcoin is currently 6.76% below its resistance level. Ethereum is 15.33% below. We can see ADA is just seeking to get over its primary resistance, just having a bit of trouble because as Bitcoin comes down, so does the market. Very important to understand that. Binance Coin has taken off but is consolidating. We can see XRP consolidating around its support line at 104.43. We can also see Doge is 28.18% away from its resistance line. DOT is currently trading at 31.61. It's above resistance and consolidating. We can see it's hit this level of resistance at 32.81. Sol has bypassed its resistance, has done very strongly, but it's consolidating in line with Bitcoin. Rule 45, no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. It's really important to understand this rule. If you have a beloved alt and you're not looking at Bitcoin, you could get really fazed by what is actually happening in the market. That's why we do a lot of work to understand Bitcoin's price movement, and of course Ethereum is also dominating, so we combine the two. Looking a little deeper, we can see AVAX is holding its support line at 67.95. Luna did very well, but it's coming down as Bitcoin comes down. It's 41.92 at the moment. Uni has actually breached the resistance line, but it's coming down because Bitcoin is coming down. It can't resist and it can't defend against Bitcoin's gravity. None of them can. They all typically move directionally, but not, of course, not 100%. Sometimes you get outliers and they can do all sorts of things, but eventually gravity will get them. When the market tanks, what you will see is all the alts come down. Chainlink is above resistance at 27.12. We can also see Algo is doing quite well. It's been less hit by Bitcoin's down move, so it's showing relative strength. That's really good to see. We can see Matic is consolidating really well around the 130 mark. We can also see Litecoin is doing quite well. It's showing some strength in here. It's currently 169.40. And we can see Cosmos, Atom, getting around just a little bit under resistance, showing a degree of weakness. I'll just show you some really interesting associations. Where my mouse is, this is the price of Bitcoin. You can see this March 2020 sell-off. See, everything came down. I'll just hold the mouse cursor there at the bottom. What do you see with the NASDAQ? The NASDAQ, the bottom, coincides with the bottom in Bitcoin. What do we notice about the fear gauge, the VIX? When we look at the bottom of Bitcoin, just cast your eye back to the VIX. You see it spiking. It came up here and spiked. As the VIX spikes, as more and more fear goes into the market, what we see is people selling off. Now, this is the put-call ratio, the PCC. What do we see happening here? As Bitcoin sells off, as the markets sell off, they come into confluence, and they always do this. What do we see here? The put-call ratio spiking up. Fear spiking up, put-call ratio spiking up. Now, because we're focusing on Bitcoin, that's really what we're all about in this channel. What do we see with the bond prices, the T-bonds? The bond prices went stratospheric all the way up, and that blow off top signified the blow off bottom of Bitcoin. When we look at bond yields, what do we notice? We put it on Bitcoin. What do you notice? The bond yields collapsed and then they spiked, signifying the end of the capitulation. What about gold? Let's put, this is gold here in the top right hand corner. Just keep your eye on that. I'll put the mouse over the Bitcoin sell-off, the bottom. You can see that gold sold off as well. Many people say that gold defies sell-offs in the markets. We can see it sold off as well. Let's look at oil. What happened? Oil was collapsing and then actually went negative. That was a horrible, horrible time for many people. When we go to the collapse in Bitcoin, we can see oils kept coming down. This is really good to understand the associations. I show you all of these charts because of Rule 109, Enhanced Pattern Recognition. Pattern recognition is really, really important. I bring out all of these rules that I've acquired over 35 years in financial markets to you each day when it's relevant. They're in the videos and they are always brought out at the relevant times. We'll go into more detail in later episodes. I just wanted to give you an update and actually help you look through the entire market. I hope that helps. I would like to thank all the very kind and generous community members who have reached out and shown their appreciation by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/cryptotradingks. We have an amazingly strong and supportive community. I'd like to thank Lazave, Geordie, Ashraf, Claudio, Martin, Jess, Jim, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that, Nigotibi? I hope I got that right. Thank you so much, Jim, for your comment there. Jim's been actively trading for over 40 years and he still learns something new with every one of the videos. Thank you so much, Jim. That's such an honor. Thank you, Lena. Vishayati, Jesus, Joe, Neil, Leo Goddess, Jimmy. Joe, thanks so much. What an incredible statement. Been trading for over 25 years and have never seen TA like you do it. Fantastic. I am actually writing a book. So yes, there will be a book on it that teaches all of the techniques that I've learned over my 35 years in the markets. Someone wanted to remain anonymous, but it's such a beautiful thing that you wrote. Thank you so much. We are all about the fact that you are worthy and realizing your true potential in life. Crypto is one way of doing that, but having a lot of money and having a positive life trend is just beautiful. Thank you also to Movementum and Zen. And there are many people that remain anonymous. I just want to reach out to you all personally and thank you so much. Thank you also to Greg. I will be bringing out a special edition for Coffee Club members who have been so kind and supported me and the community. It's really beautiful. You will be notified by email through buymeacoffee.com. It will come from here. It's just my way of showing my immense appreciation for your love, kindness, and support. Thanks so much, everyone. I would like to share how I feel about you as a member of our community. You are worthy and unique. You deserve kindness, love, meaning, and every success in life. I hope you found the content useful. Please consider sharing and liking this video if you think it will help others. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.